thought you said they were expecting us.
I called last week.
Well, maybe they don't want any of their dogs rescued.
They said they had 3 we could take.
We have to rescue every endangered creature in England and Belgium?
Will they kill them, Peter, when they can't race anymore? Would you rather that they kill them?
Hello? How exactly do they kill them?
Shoot them? They tie them in rising water? I mean, some breeders even hang dogs. Oh, God. Hello? Oh, my God. This one's alive.
Don't, Lizzie. Come on, let's get out of here.
We have a report of a stage 2 infectious agent alert from the Centers for Disease Control.
Where?
Belgium. 2 greyhound breeders from a racing kennel were found dead along with their dogs. Local medical examiner thought they were poisoned, but his tox scan came back negative. Put a call in Brussels. Brussels called Atlanta. CDC flyweight team's over there now.
Who do we have with them?
Miller from our biomed division.
Pierce. Put him through.
Sir, it's Ellis Miller. I'm pretty damn sure what we have here.
Anthrax.
This is the Ypres Racing Kennel near the Belgian-French border. It's run by Martin Holzbeek and his wife, Katrina. 2 days ago, Mr. and Mrs. Holzbeek were found dead, along with 26 of their dogs. Cause of death was established as pulmonary anthrax. This was found by biomedical at the scene. It's part of a valve from an aerosol device.
The Soviets developed anthrax as a biological weapon during the Cold War. In 1979, somebody forgot to change the filter in the exhaust system at one of their laboratories in Sverdlovsk. As a result, a small amount of anthrax spores was released into the air, less than a teaspoon. 64 people downwind of the lab died.
If an accident involving less than a teaspoon can kill 64 people, somebody with a Dixie cup and a plan
Could kill thousands.
samples from the victims in Belgium, people and dogs. You know, anthrax occurs naturally in some animals, mostly herbivorous. Rarely do we see it in dogs. And this was the perfect stuff to spray. Spore size less than 5 microns. It's the most efficient at causing infection.
I don't suppose they would have been that way by accident?
They were bred that way. Now, this stuff has an interesting genetic history. I typed its DNA.
You know where it came from?
Originally, Virginia. A government lab. Then we sold it to the Iraqis.
A U.S. government lab?
Yeah, sure. This is back in the 80s when we were friends with Iraq. When they were fighting Iran, the Iraqis said they were doing research on treating anthrax with antibiotics. Now, that's the usual cure. We mailed them the spores.
I assume we no longer mail anthrax to Iraq?
No, but apparently they really did do research on anthrax and antibiotics. This strain has been genetically modified to resist antibiotics. You get this kind of anthrax, you keep it. Okay, the good news? I ran the DNA signature through our system and it kicked out a match. We've seen this stuff before.
Where? When?
The reference came back classified. Epsilon restricted.
You should have told me, Carl.
Told you what?
You send me on an anthrax hunt and you don't clear me for a key restricted file? Epsilon?
I didn't know that they came from the same source.
Same as what?
Do you remember the Zimmer-Hoffman Brigade?
Yeah, left-wing Germans that like to rob banks and kidnap politicians.
In 1991, while we were bombing Iraq, Hoffman tried to cross the U.S.-Canadian border with anthrax spores.
Making a delivery for Saddam?
We never got to ask him. Hoffman was killed by the Border Patrol. A couple of months later, the Germans raided Zimmer's hideout and they killed him too. If these spores are Epsilon, and it came from Zimmer-Hoffman.
I believe that's you.
It's never rung before.
So that's your cover line. Somebody calls the Department of Commerce and asks for Terry Lowell. That's where it's going to ring.
Hello?
Terry?
Jeff. How did you get this number?
Well, it was in the package from your lawyer.
It's my husband. He doesn't know I work here.
Look, I understand that you're demanding all the business assets and the timeshare.
Jeff, now is not a good time.
What the hell are you thinking?
I'm making demands. As far as I'm concerned, you're
Look,
the
can
one.
we get a cup of coffee or something?
I'm at work.
Are you on lunch break?
Not today.
Come on, look, I'll come by your office and I'll pick you up.
He wants to come to my office.
Yeah. How can I help you, sir?
Who's this?
Art Klinger, division manager. Terry had to return to her station.
May I speak to my wife, please?
Perhaps you should call back at lunch.
Well, she just said she doesn't get a lunch.
And I guess you're out of luck.
You just hung up on him.
No. Art Klinger hung up on him.
This is the Zimmer-Hoffman gang. Zimmer's in the middle, Hoffman's on his right.
And the others?
This is an anarchist sculptor named Schmidt and Zimmer's girlfriend, an American student named Allison Barker. They all pretty much drifted away during the late 80s, except for this one guy, Burkhard Klimstein. He was caught. In exchange for witness protection, he ratted Zimmer out to the German anti-terror squad, GSG-9.
And they definitely killed Zimmer in a raid.
The body was blown up pretty good. They said it was Zimmer.
What do you say?
I took a look at the dead greyhound breeder and had his fingerprints wired over from Belgium. It turns out that the prints match Klimstein.
Zimmer's alive. He's got anthrax and he's using it to pay off old debts. So who else doesn't he like?
Us. High point of his career was blowing up a USO.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, where's Brock? Where's your brother?
He says he's sick.
Spelling quiz?
Well, he was coughing a lot last night, and he did eat about 10,000 potato chips.
Nina let him do that?
Nina was asleep by 10.
Weren't you supposed to be asleep by 10?
Weren't you supposed to be home for dinner? Dad, I don't eat eggs.
Since when?
Okay, I'll just take one of these bagels. And I'm going to soccer practice before school, and then there's a game against Father Finney on Thursday.
What? I thought that you liked eggs.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Recent surveillance photos of persons unknown meeting with known terrorists and terrorist suspects digitized for your viewing pleasure.
Thanks. And we are trying to find...
him.
Who is he?
Not a nice man. And he may have changed his appearance, so you'll compare the positions and proportions of his features with those of these gentlemen.
Some of these aren't the best quality.
Improve them. The man on the right's the unknown.
If I had another picture, I could rotate him.
Or if we had a side view of Zimmer, there's a program we could borrow from the French. Compares ears. They say no two are alike. Of course, nobody believes the French. You like his ear?
I've seen him.
He's the unknown.
Okay, if this is the same guy, I can take the two profiles and make them one. I can take the dimensions of the unknown and compare it to Zimmer. It's him.
This is Gerhard Zimmer with an Iraqi military officer who worked in their bacteriological warfare program. It was taken in Baghdad 2 years ago. This was taken last week in Vienna. Zimmer having coffee in the bar at his hotel with an Iraqi diplomat who liaises with terrorist groups.
Is Zimmer still in Vienna?
No, I checked out 3 days ago.
We paid off a clerk to get the phone records from his room. He called Baghdad, Austrian Railways, and a number in Maryland. An architect in Silver Spring, Kyle Goldberg. He's 38. He specializes in environmentally sensitive homes. He won a design competition for a Holocaust memorial in New Jersey. Married 7 years to the former Sandra Woodman, 2 children. He's been out of the country exactly twice in his life. An eco tour of Costa Rica, and when he was younger, a singles resort in Jamaica.
Look at him stab that chicken. Guy's a killer.
Guy who called him's a killer.
Maybe it was the wrong number.
They spoke for 14 minutes.
Maybe they fell in love. Maybe Zimmer's looking for an architect.
Look, if the FBI's got something better to do, I'll be happy to sit here myself.
We're always happy to cooperate with our friends at the CIA, especially when they find themselves on our turf.
Who's that?
My guess is Mrs. Goldberg.
Go in tight. Zimmer didn't call Goldberg. He called her. Goldberg's wife's Zimmer's girlfriend.
Allison Barker moved to West Berlin in 1985 as a graduate student. Met a dashing young terrorist named Gerhard Zimmer. On his behalf, delivered a bomb to a USO in 1989 and dropped out of sight. Reappeared 2 years later as Sandra Woodman of Maryland. Married Kyle Goldberg in 1993. 2 sons, 6 and 7, and is active in the PTA and American Youth Soccer.
How many soldiers were killed in that bombing?
2.
By a soccer mom.
Does her husband know?
He's a registered Republican.
Who builds eco shelters?
A liberal Republican. We don't think he has a clue as to his wife's history.
What's she been doing since Zimmer called her?
She went to the grocery store this morning. As we speak, she's taking her 6-year-old to gymnastics class.
We're still maintaining surveillance.
They have a nice van.
Why did Zimmer call?
We could ask her.
Or him. Gamal al-Hassan. He's Zimmer's old friend from Vienna. He arrived in Washington this morning with an Iraqi delegation.
Zimmer tests anthrax in Belgium. He calls an old girlfriend near Washington, and his Iraqi buddy just happens to come to town.
You can't touch the Iraqi diplomatic immunity. We can't pick up Mrs. Goldberg.
Wouldn't we be better off following her? If she's involved, she can lead us in.
Get the Bureau's concurrence to watch her and bug him.
Where's Al Hassan staying?
The old stand with arms, room 702. You requested the whirlpool bath.
She's going to be very happy.
About what?
You want to go out?
Go out?
I need someone from OTS.
What do you need?
A wife.
You get 24 cable channels, plus pay-per-view. The mini bar is under here. Everything you need. Now, if you want ice, it's by the elevator. The concierge can book sightseeing tours or get you theater tickets.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, really.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. There's only one bed.
Well, we are on our honeymoon.
So when they say undercover,
Wait till the FBI gets here. Things will get really cozy.
We found a motive. Remember the impeachment bombing of Iraq?
December 1998.
Iraq claimed there were 50 civilian casualties, including a woman and a child killed in an apartment near a targeted radio transmitter.
Actually, the child was half Iraqi, half German.
Zimmer.
Yeah, after he was nearly killed in Germany, he holed up in Baghdad, met a woman, settled down, had a daughter.
We killed his family.
Credit card Zimmer used in a Vienna hotel was also used to order an online download service. Subject area, atmospheric sciences. Synthesis of mean wind patterns over Washington, D.C. I've informed the White House.
Zimmer's girlfriend.
I'll call the FBI.
this wallpaper looks about 50 years old. It's not going to be easy to match.
Paisley says that both whirlpool rooms have the exact same wallpaper.
Maybe originally. But, like love, wallpaper fades.
An artist who's cynical about love?
An artist who's going through a divorce. So, Al Hassan's room. It's exactly the same as ours?
Yeah, just the other side of the hall.
Then the sun's going to be coming in from the opposite side. I'll have to adjust the color once we get in there.
Come over here. Hold on to this. Watch the monitor. Check. Check.
Covered.
Great. Okay, that's where we'll patch it. 6 inches above the TV. Zimmer calls, checks in on the Iraqis in any way. We'll have it.
I told you, Dad, I have a big soccer game tomorrow.
You'll have to miss it.
Yeah, not to mention a life.
Listen, Nina's gonna drive you.
Why do I have to go to Uncle Dave's now?
You're gonna get to miss a couple of days of school. You get to go hiking.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Listen, this is not a subject for discussion.
What is a subject for discussion? I mean, you never explain anything.
Sweetie, right now, you have to trust me.
Why? I mean, what am I supposed to tell my friends? And what am I supposed to tell the rest of the team?
I'm sorry. You have to go. I love you guys.
This is so unfair.
The FBI is giving us first crack at Barker, Woodman, Goldberg, whatever her name is, and would like you to observe.
Who's doing the questioning?
The former prosecutor.
I'll meet you in the lobby.
So the president's been warned. And your kids? They've been warned as well?
You don't think the president's warning his?
Mr. Goldberg, with the FBI. You need to speak with your wife, sir.
FBI?
Would you call for her?
What's this about?
We need to speak to her now.
Kyle? Honey, who's it?
Allison Barker?
You made a mistake. Her name is Sandra. Hey, what are you doing?
Can I say goodbye to my children?
Sandra? You know what this is about?
Kyle. I'm sorry. What is this?
We're not going to process you just yet.
Why the blindfold? Where am I?
Do you want some water?
I want to know who you are. I want to know where I am.
Tell us about Gerhard Zimmer.
He's dead.
He called you last Tuesday. You talked to him for 14 minutes.
Maybe I should call a lawyer.
Maybe you shouldn't. We need information. You need help.
Where is he?
I don't know.
What's he doing?
I don't know.
For your sake, Allison, that better not be true.
How'd you get the key?
It's a master. I liberated it from a bellman when he showed us the minibar. Go ahead. Faded?
And stippled.
That worse?
Still a little more challenging.
Still a little bright.
Everybody's a critic. Ready.
Work of art.
I hadn't talked to him in 12 years.
Since you helped him blow up 2 American soldiers.
I didn't know what I was doing.
You carried the bomb.
I was returning a library book. The USO had a library.
We need to know about the phone call.
I was making the kids dinner. I picked up the phone. All I said was Allison, and I knew who it was. And I told him I had a new life. I told him I was done with him.
What did he tell you?
That he needed a little help.
With what?
I don't know. I didn't let it get that far. I told him no.
No what?
No, I wouldn't help him.
What exactly did he say?
He said he was coming to my neck of the woods. He likes to use American expressions, and he said that there was a small favor that I could do for him. And I don't know what it was, and I don't know when he's coming because I told him to leave me alone.
For 14 minutes.
Well, he tried to charm me. He told me he understood why I'd left and that how important I was to him back then. And how maybe we could get together again and have some more special times.
Were you tempted?
I have a husband. I have 2 children.
Life's not a little dull at the PTA after running around Europe with the Hoffman-Zimmer gang?
That was a mistake. That wasn't me. This is me.
Allison. Allison. You have to give us something.
I wouldn't let him tell me anything. I didn't want to know.
Did he say anything about a bomb?
No. I mean, he wouldn't use the word bomb. Anyway, he's paranoid about being spied on. He would call it a gift. He'd be delivering a gift.
Did he mention anything about anthrax?
Anthrax? He told me that he was coming here.
When? When?
I have 2 children.
Did you know that he had a child? In Iraq?
No.
Who was killed?
No.
By us?
Oh, my God.
What did he want from you, Allison? What was so important that would make him call you after all these years?
He asked me to rent him a plane. A small plane, he's a pilot. I want my children.
He says they should have a steak tonight. What's the name of that restaurant on K Street? He says he could stay if he wants. He's going out.
He just said, let's sweep the place.
Hey, buddy, the bug's over here.
شوف.
Uh-oh.
Julia Robert. Julia Robert, Hugh Grant, Spectravision.
I told you he didn't say.
Rent the plane where? Rent the plane when?
I don't know. I didn't want to know.
We want to know, Allison, if he's using that plane to dump anthrax on the city.
I didn't do it. I wouldn't help him. Don't you think that I would tell you if I knew?
What do you think?
She's telling all she knows.
I believe you.
I say we give her back to the feds. Tell them to check every airport within a 100-mile radius. And just let her see her children.
I like the Julia Roberts picture better.
Another bottle of champagne from room service.
Whoa.
You like something to drink?
Iced tea. But first, how about we get the money out of the way?
Nice shoes.
Hey, Dave. Hey, buddy. Hey, listen, thanks for taking the kids. No. Everything's all right. I just was calling to, I wanted to say goodnight. Huh? Oh, are they? What are they watching? What movie are they watching? No, that's okay. You just tell them I called, all right? Just tell them that I called and that I love them. And, thanks again. Okay. Bye.
What?
How's it going?
Well, we got a motive and a plan. Now all we need is the guy. Has Zimmer made contact here yet?
No, but someone has.
Oh, rough job, man. What's this?
He said get rid of the girl. Go ahead, she doesn't understand. Her friend called about the gift. Courier will be bringing it tomorrow in our diplomatic pouch. He said he will be in contact with him and that we should leave the city as soon as possible.
Where's your phone? Give me your phone.
Gift?
The Simmers code for bomb. In this case, Anthrax.
Tomorrow.
That's what the man said.
The courier's already in the air. He just took off from Frankfurt.
With Anthrax in his diplomatic pouch? Maybe we should divert the plane, have him land at a military base.
Courier would know we'd be risking the lives of everyone on board.
As opposed to everyone in Washington?
Better to control him, get him off the plane into a safe area.
And let him lead us to Zimmer.
You weren't planning on getting any sleep this week, were you? This was taken by a surveillance camera at the Frankfurt airport. You see the bag that man is carrying?
You want me to scan it in and try to sharpen the image?
For starters. Then I want you to duplicate that bag in 5 hours.
One more minute.
All right. How we doing?
Almost there.
We've got less than an hour. I cannot be late.
You won't be. Pretty good.
Perfect. Hand it over. I'll call you from the airport, let you know how things go.
Hold it. What about the weight?
The weight?
Well, the weight of the pouch. I mean, how are we going to know if ours is the same as a courier's? Well, if you're going to make a clean exchange...
It would just be a guess. There's no way to know what he's going to have in there.
Well, what do they usually carry in a diplomatic pouch?
Certainly not anthrax.
Well, what about papers? Documents? I mean, even if it's just for the sound. Split the difference.
Based on what?
Gut.
Diplomat coming through, diplomat coming through, diplomat coming through, diplomat.
He's in customs.
Courier's out the plane.
Where is Joshua?
Sir? Not you. Sir. You left this in the store.
Thank you.
You've got to hang on to our things.
We're good to go. Status?
Welcome to America, sir.
Thank you. He's been doused.
They got him. How long does this take?
Ipecac and DMSO in that concentration? Just don't stand between him and the bathroom.
Secure.
It could be booby-trapped.
Can this thing withstand an explosion?
If it's a small one.
Open it.
They got the pouch.
And the anthrax?
In process.
Secret Service has packed Air Force One for the Western White House. They're waiting for my call.
Under those?
Nothing.
He passed it off.
To whom? We had him in sight from the moment he got off the plane.
Somebody on the plane.
We did backgrounds on all the passengers. No radicals, no criminal history, nothing worse than a parking ticket for the whole group.
Where are you going?
Alice, did you get him? Not yet. You were talking before about the USO bombing.
But you didn't want to hear.
Well, I want to hear now. We know you brought the bomb into the building. You were seen. You said you were returning a book to the library?
It looked like a book. He didn't tell me. I was just a messenger. A messenger who didn't know.
Hazley's getting the passenger manifest.
A book, Matt. You could drop a book in anyone's bag. Someone may have guessed the courier was being watched, and if they were in contact by phone.
Right. The courier was in seat 26A. Who was sitting next to him? Roy and Gail Marshall.
Address?
Where do they live?
Mr. and Mrs. Marshall, my name is Hans Bullbecker. I'm from Europe Atlantic Airlines Passenger Service. I'm sorry to bother you at home, but there has been a little mix-up with the luggage. Apparently you have an item that belongs to someone else. A book? If I could come in for 1 minute, we can take care of everything.
After you. Lisa, it's Matt. We got Zimmer. We got the Anthrax. It's done.
Will do.
Yes, Mr. President. Zimmer is in custody, and the Anthrax is secure at our facility in West Virginia. Yes, sir. Thank you. We got him.
Congratulations, Ms. Lowell. Off to a victory celebration?
I've got a meeting. The never-ending divorce.
Need Art Klinger?
Thanks. I think I can handle it.
Terry Lowell.
Hey, Tara.
Jeff, I'm on my way.
Don't bother. Department of Commerce, Terry? I'm on to you.
Honey, I'm coming to pick you up. Well, you got that soccer game tomorrow, don't you? I love you. Stay tuned for scenes from the next episode.
Students and faculty react to the official announcement about what programs and how many people may be cut at Lane Community College.
A mysterious rash closes another Oregon school. We'll have the latest.
And what lies ahead for Crater Lake National Park. The news is next.